guys, Josh here from Testing123 Reviews, and today I've been fortunate enough to borrow a Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier off one of my friends. Now this is the older version, so it doesn't have the power switch down controls on each channel, so this is just a 100-watt head, but it still sounds fantastic. I'm running it through an Ignitor 4x12 cab with vintage 30s. Got a couple of effects running which I'll go through a bit later, just a MXR carbon copy analog delay in the effects loop, and a BB preamp by Exotic Effects, and I'll tell you as and when I activate those effects. And this amplifier's been out for years, so I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the specifications are. I've got the power tube rectifier setting on the back activated along with the bold feature instead of the spongy, and I'll run you through all three channels using a couple of different guitars, my Les Paul with Suhr Doug Aldrich signature humbuckers, and a Warmoth Telly with Suhr Classic T pickups. Enjoy! So that was all on channel 1. It was set on the first passage. I was just on the pristine clean setting, and it just sounds gorgeous. I added a little bit of delay from the carbon copy, analog delay from MXR, and just warmed everything up and made that passage sparkle that much more. And then I put it onto the pushed clean setting on channel 1, giving it some qualities of a Fender Deluxe on steroids sort of sound. So when you really dig in, it distorts nicely and you get that chewy bluesy tone. Onto channel 2. Channel 2 on the first setting, I was on the raw switch, slightly less gain, gives you a lot of clarity, especially with single coils, so you can get that nice bluesy tone, or if you really dig in, you get some classic rock sounds, as you could hear. And then I moved on to the vintage switch, which pushes the gain a bit further on the preamp stage, fastening up this single coil quick guitar. Really nice tone. And then finally channel 3 with the telly. So that's what the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier sounds like with a single coil guitar. Now I'm going to move back to my Les Paul, and I'll be focusing a bit more on the distorted sounds with the Les Paul. Okay, so I'm back with my Gibson Les Paul Custom, exact same settings from the previous part of the demo with the telly, and I'm back on the clean setting on channel 1, and I've pushed the presence up a little bit higher so it brings out a bit more sparkle to these humbuckers, and this is what you get. So So that's a lovely sound. For those of you who have seen my other videos, I've got an Ignator Tourmaster which has got the contour control in it, which enables you to brighten up humbucking guitars. Essentially that was what I was trying to do with the presence control. It does it very well and it sounds really nice and warm, and adding a bit more dynamics to a pretty sterile, clean sound with humbucking pickups. So that's that tone. So that was channel 2, and I had that set on the vintage setting on the toggle switch. Had the gain about 1 or 2 o'clock, master about 1 o'clock, and mid control was set to around 11, treble was a little bit higher around 1 or 2 o'clock, bass at noon, and presence at 11 o'clock, and that is just a great kind of classic rock or 80s hair metal sort of guitar sound, particularly with humbuckers. And now I'm going to move on to channel 3. As you can hear there on channel 3, it's got so much but low end to it. It makes riffs really chunky and tight. There's no need for any noise gate or anything like that. It's just very, very tight and responsive. And what I found with this amplifier is that it's quite unforgiving. I mean, you really have to work hard to get the notes to pop out and all the little nuances. So if you're going for a solo and you want some real singing sustain, you can always kick on the solo function on the foot switch, which just gives you a volume boost. But what some players like to do is put a little overdrive / booster pedal in front of it. So I've put my BD preamp in front of the amplifier, and I'm going to use that on channel 3. It's got very little gain set on it, probably about 9 o'clock, so it isn't that much, and it's just giving it a bit of a volume boost as well. And I'm going to kick on the carbon copy delay through the effects loops, give a really nice soaring lead tone. There you have it, guys, the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier. This is the first time I've actually been able to have a proper go with one. I've only ever tried them in guitar stores and they never really give you enough time to tweak it to the nth degree. But I'm really impressed with it. It's now, I suppose, a classic amplifier, and I'm really, really impressed with it. Just the amount of features it has on it and making it really, really versatile. And it's just got a brilliant sound. So if you get a chance to try out a Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier, whether it's the old one or the new one, really dig deep and have a go with it and tweak everything and see what you can get out of it, because it's a really great sounding amplifier, looks killer. And that's all. Hope you enjoyed this video.